And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another vlog, and this time we're in Vegas, baby. So this is gonna be a fun one. Starting off with our parking spot for Dune. We are right on the strip, like literally right behind the Link Casino. $20 a night for 24 hours. You cannot beat it because there is nothing cheap in Vegas, I've learned. So a deal is a deal. I always thought that Vegas was fun for the whole family, like the illusion of luxury, but it's actually cheap. No, not anymore at least. There is nothing cheap in Vegas. I've always wanted to come here. I thought I would not remember my time here. I'd be blacking out. I cannot afford the drinks here. It is $30
$29.97? Man, that's bullshit.
for one cocktail, pretty much anywhere you go, which is crazy. But we still had a great time walking around. We went to the casinos. We checked out the Bellagio. We checked out the botanical gardens in there. They changed them out seasonally. So this was the fall theme, and it was so crowded, so crazy packed. And then we were starving, so we tried to find a good deal. We were like, let's just get a slice of pizza. $7 for a slice of pizza still. And then I splurged because I've always wanted to go to the Chandelier Bar. So I acted classy and I asked for a dirty martini in there. Yeah, that was my one cocktail of the night. And then we went geocaching the next morning, checked out the live flamingos in the Flamingo Casino. Okay, and I might have lied about splurging on just one cocktail because Vegas is full of these hidden bars. I refuse to say speakeasy. I'm sorry. Like, we're in 2025. There are no speakeasies. But I really wanted to go to one of the hidden bars in Vegas that are cute and fun. So I went to the Mezcal one. And then also I had to hit up Taco Bell because what do you mean you can get a shot of tequila and a Baja Blast at the Vegas Taco Bell? It was some of the worst tequila I've ever had, but when in Vegas. And then also, little life hack, we signed up for the casino so we could get a $20 dining credit. So in the morning, we cashed that out at Guy Fieri's Vegas Kitchen because it was only $20 for the bottomless brunch. That is a life hack if you ask me. Endless food. And then we gassed up and headed to San Diego because Death Valley National Park was mostly closed due to flooding, so skipped that on our itinerary and just made our way to our final destination of this road trip. Bon voyage. Psych. My tire blew out 2 hours outside of Vegas in the middle of nowhere on the dark desert highway, literally. So we waited, played cards all. It took like 2 hours, 3 hours for the guy to get out there to put on my spare. And then guess what? My hazards killed my battery, so he had to jump me. And in the morning, we slept at Planet Fitness that night. In the morning, my car would not start. So I had to get it jumped again by someone in the Planet Fitness parking lot. Got a new battery in there, $60. That was a pretty good deal. Got a new tire on, put my spare back on the back. And we finally made it to San Diego, guys. We finally made it to San Diego! Literally, as soon as we put that van in park, we were running onto the beach and grabbing some Mexican food. Delicious. I was starving. I ate that in like 2 seconds. And then we walked into literally the first bar we saw, Missouri license plate hanging up behind the bar. And I felt like that was just the universe saying you are on the right path. And yeah, just a positive sign to see, some confirmation bias. And in the morning we woke up and we got to see the beach for real in the daylight. There was a lot of other vans and like other nomads there, which was cool. It was just nice to be actually somewhere where there's like a strong community. It's my first time being out west and seeing that. We arrived days before Halloween, so I was on a mission to find a fun Halloween party, and I ended up finding a flyer for a house show out in Encinitas. So this was a house show Halloween party, and it was so much fun. We broke out the Jason and Camp Counselor costumes again, and there was some really great indie and Riot Girl bands that played here that we ended up keeping up with after because they were just so good. It was such a great time, and it made me feel way less sad about missing out on all the Halloween fun my friends were getting up to back home, because I get such bad FOMO. Here's some stuff we've been getting up to in San Diego in our first couple weeks since getting here. We walked the La Jolla Cove Trail, which takes you around the bluffs, and you can see so much wildlife. Amazing amount of birds out here. There are sea lions, which are absolutely insane. I've only seen these at the zoo, and I still can't believe you can get this close to them. You can also see harbor seals. And then also my friend from St. Louis, who now lives in LA, came down to San Diego and we hung out all together, her and her man. And it was just so amazing because it was like in the first couple weeks I was there, so hadn't made any friends yet, and it was just so great to see a familiar face. And I hadn't seen her since she moved out to LA. It was just so special. We went down to Torrey Pines area and we went to the Mushroom House. We love hitting up a bando together. That's something we did back in like St. Louis, so it was just so cool coming out here and like seeing each other in California. It just felt very like surreal, I guess. But yes, we went into this Mushroom House, which is like this amazing abandoned beach house. It had to be like made in the 70s or something. I'm not sure exactly the architectural history here, but we just kept talking about how awesome this probably looked in its prime. It's completely 360 design. So here's me showing like the inside of the bathroom. It has a whole room just for like the shower, a whole room for a sauna, and then outside of these two rooms is like the actual bathroom vanity area with the sinks and what used to be a mirror. But if you can see here, you can go through the bathroom into this next room, and every room is like that. You can circle around the entire house room to room. Of course, we had to put up our low-key cryptid tag. We are part of the Mushroom House forever now until someone tags a dick over it or something like that. You know how it goes. But yeah, this was really cool to see. Shout out the entirely intact and already dead sand dollar I found out there. Anyways, there was some crazy king tides when we first got there, which is like where the tide is remarkably low. So we went tide pooling and saw all sorts of cool stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see like the big cool stuff like starfish and octopi, but we saw tons of sea anemones, crabs, snails, a beautiful sunset. It was really just incredibly cool. We did this out in Sunset Cliffs and Ocean Beach, but I hear La Jolla Cove is even better for this type of thing. They get crazy starfish. I will have to check that out sometime. We also went to the San Diego Zoo pretty soon after getting into the city. Shout out Josh and Lori for gifting us those tickets because I really, really wanted to see the zoo because Madagascar, duh. And I will say, St. Louis Zoo is still better, but this one is pretty close. It was giant. So as soon as we got there, I was like, this zoo is giant. We've never been here before. Like, what do you recommend? And we were told to do the Double Dutch bus tour. It's free. It takes you around the entire zoo, and a tour guide will tell you about each exhibit, a little bit about the zoo's history, some of California's wildlife facts. It's really cool. And then you can kind of go from there and choose what you want to see up close after that. Definitely recommend. Also, San Diego is starting to roll out their holiday events. So this is us at Balboa Park for a tree lighting they did there. It was all Grinch themed and they got fake snow out. And it wasn't even near December yet, but holiday season starts the day after Halloween. So I was feeling festive.
It's real. It's real too. It's super real. Yeah,
But money goes quick, and we pretty much spent all of ours getting to San Diego. And unlike last time, we did not have a job lined up. We were fully winging it. And on top of that, all of my debit and credit cards flew out of my wallet on the motorcycle one day, lost completely, had to get new ones mailed to Missouri, and then my family mailed them to my P.O. box in San Diego. So I was just tapping my card and praying for a while. I ended up going to this annual hiring event for the Hilton Del Coronado Resort out on Coronado, and I got hired for Nobu instantly as a seasonal employee, and that was so amazing. Here's some clips from my orientation, starting off at the Coronado Community Center to shower and get ready, because one thing that sucks about Planet Fitness is that all of their San Diego locations are on the outskirts of the city. So it's very inconvenient to have to go and shower. Yeah, basically orientation was just getting paid to sit in an 8-hour college lecture about the Hilton hotels with unlimited free snacks and drinks. So I cannot complain too much. I was in this orientation with like 70 other people because every year they hire even more seasonal staff because their holiday event gets bigger and bigger each year. Every year they choose a theme. This year was a holiday in Oz, perfectly timed with the Wicked movie coming out. And also, learned this in my 8-hour orientation, the author of The Wizard of Oz was a regular guest at the hotel and based Emerald City off of Coronado. And he designed this crown chandelier for the ballroom. I'm not even lying when I say there were 3 major trainings to take away from this orientation. First, Wizard of Oz training. Second, ghost training. Ghost to haunt the hotel training. And third, media training, what you are allowed and what you are not allowed to do if there is a celebrity at the hotel. Anyways, this is me just humbly bragging at my office, the Nobu host stand, and the views from my office. Sunsets over the ice rink or over the beach every single day, depending on which host stand you are standing at. Not to brag or anything, not to brag about my job at all, but it doesn't stop there because the locker rooms have showers. So now I have a shower I can use every day I work, and cafeteria free food every single day. I truly could not have gotten a better gig for living in the van in the city of San Diego. Moving on to the real star of the show though, Caleb, our blue collar boy, San Diego's finest trash man. He actually got hired before me, got to start before me, and really just helped us out in that pinch. He's like, think of it this way, like he is like old money, you know, doesn't want to be recognized, humble, just out here doing the work. And I'm like new money. I'm like flexing, bragging, showing the logo. But yeah, we are officially employed again, and we can actually start exploring and trying new things in San Diego. Yippee! It just goes to show that if you put your mind to something, 9 times out of 10, if you really want it to, it'll work out. I said this is what I was going to do, and here I am doing it. I spoke it into existence, I guess. And I'm just excited to see what's to come. So I will see you in the next one.